Alright, hello and welcome to Steel Picking. We're going to continue our series on requests. So we've had, like I've been posting, I've been getting several requests, probably got 20 so far, and some previously that I didn't get to. I'm sorry about that. And I put them in chronological order, or by the time I received them. So the next one I have on my list is going over my picking patterns and how I approach the, I guess the best way to describe it best is how I approach the string groupings. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of insight on that. And like I said, a lot of times when people have asked me that and I post back or write back to them, a lot of it is what comes natural to you. And I've had people ask about the crossover picking pattern like Bud Emmons used. And again, if you read my comments, it's like I've so far into my playing that I just don't want to relearn a new way of picking. So the merits on those patterns are great. There's obviously a lot of pros for doing it. And like I said, the only con or the negative on my part is that I've just been so used to the way I'm doing the playing I do now and my pick blocking that I don't want to learn a new technique right now in this stage of my playing. So I'll tell you that you ought to be open to experimenting and trying. But what we're going to do in this lesson is I'm just going to give you some very basic groups and the way I approach the guitar. So let's get started. Alright, so let's look at this lesson. Like I said, this is going to be one of the requests that I had to maybe do a little bit more in depth on how I approach the string patterns I do and which fingers that I use. So I'm going to give, we're going to give you a little bit different angle here on the guitar, focusing on my right hand. So if the bar goes out of frame, don't worry about that. That's not really what we're focusing on. We're worrying about this right hand. So let's go to our 10th fret, which is D on the E knife tuning here. And I'm going to show you like playing, when I play groups like 2 strings only, I will normally play the thumb on the bottom, the middle finger on the top string. So as a for instance, if I played 8 and 6, I would play it thumb, middle. Now the reason I'm doing that is that I like the position of my hand, so I have my hand kind of curled like that. Now if I do thumb index, to me my hand becomes more like this. Okay, for muting purposes I like to go thumb middle, which brings my hand over in this type of position. And we'll just go up the scale. The next group would be 7-6 with the B pedal down, the B pedal being the pedal that raises your 6th string. Then I play 5 and 6, go back down, 6 and 7 with the B pedal down, 6 and 8, no pedals. So again, if I want to mute my hand out of this position, it's a lot more natural than from this position with index and middle. A lot more movement here. Okay, so again, things kind of being common sense. Now if I had 3 notes, I would play thumb on bottom, index on the next string up, middle on the next string up. In other words, if I played 8, 6, 5, I would probably play it. It would make sense to play it thumb, index, middle. Now another thing that I do a lot too is I pick block. And to me, the most natural way to do that is thumb index. So okay, to me that is the most natural way to play that. So I'm going to give you now an exercise. And let you practice that. Now let's go here, we're still at our 10th fret. Let's play with our A pedal, which is a pedal that raises 5 a whole tone, and our E to F knee lever. That's the knee lever that raises our 4th string a half. And we're going to go okay, so I'm going to play 4 with my thumb, 1 with my middle, 3 with my index, 1 with my middle, 4 with my thumb, 3 with our index, 1 with my middle. Okay, the next part. The next part you play 4 with your thumb, 2 with your index, 1 with your middle, then you play 4 with your middle, 4 with your thumb, excuse me, 2 with your index, then so now we have so the last part is 5 with your thumb, 4 with your index, 2 with your middle. Okay, so what we're doing here, and I know, like I said, you can probably back the video up and watch it a little closer to see what I'm doing. If you want to utilize, like if there's a space between the strings, say like I'm going from 4 to 1, I wouldn't want to try to come up there with my thumb or come up there with my index. The most natural way to get that, to me, would be with my middle finger. That's the closest to 1. Okay, so I played 4, 1, A pedal down, F knee lever. Then the next note I'm playing is 3, but it falls right under my index finger. And I play 1 again, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 2 with my index, 1. Okay, so you see how the progression, I hope you do, is that to me a lot of times it depends on what string is falling right under that finger. So I went 4, 1, then I went 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2 with my index, 1 with my middle. Okay, so you see how that works? So that's kind of the way I approach which fingers that I use. Like I said, to me, it has to do with the way I position my hand, where I'm curling my hand here to mute and to pick block. I normally will play my groupings with middle finger thumb. Okay, so like a lot of times I'll do triplets. So like if I'm doing something like, okay, so again, just obvious to me, the way I'm thinking of this, since the eighth note is at the bottom, closest to my thumb, I'm going to play that 8. Then I'm going to play 4 with my middle, 5 with my index, with A and B pedal down. So I play that 2 times. And again, I'm muting with my palm. It wouldn't make sense to go bring that thumb all the way up. So again, to me it's what's natural and what makes, it's kind of, I'm looking at what I'm doing, I'm trying to cut down on as much movement as I can, and that makes your picking faster, also makes it cleaner. So again, this is kind of an ad-lib lesson. I'm just kind of talking it out as I'm going. I didn't write anything out or kind of like I normally do. So just kind of watch the video and maybe you'll have to back it up a few times to see. But same way on my speed picking. If I wanted to play 8, 7, 6, kind of like a triplet, I would go thumb, index, middle. Instead of thumb, thumb, middle, I would play it thumb, index, middle. Okay, so again, just kind of watch your playing, watch what you're doing, and I think that'll give you insight on the best way to approach this. Alright, I hope this lesson helped you. Like I said, the main thing on the picking patterns to me is what is natural to you and what feels comfortable. But like I said, I hope it gives you a little insight on the way I approach this. So as always, thank you and keep picking.